Now we're going to go to the next understanding. Okay. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 9. This is the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 9. It says, and Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. You see this, Israel? So now, on this particular next day, it's getting to a process of the next day, right? It's saying, or thousands of years later, that's what it's getting into, right? It says, Genesis chapter 1 verse 9. And Elohim said, let the waters under the heaven, right? Let the waters under the heaven. So now it's talking about the ocean level water that was once a part of the sky at one point in time. Now is at a lower level under the sky. When it says under the heaven, it's talking about under the sky, okay, or under the atmosphere. Okay, so let the waters under the heaven or under the sky be gathered together unto one place. So the Most High now is establishing the waters to be at a lower level, and then he's also forming land within the waters. Okay, because everything is coming from the waters understanding, because the starting point of the creation of the earth started from waters, that ball of water understanding that was in space understanding. Okay, so it says, let the waters under the heaven, so let the ocean level water or those different waters that's under the sky, it says, be gathered together unto one place. That place is on earth in general at the lower level, and let the dry land appear. So certain sections of land that was already in the waters are now being able to be shown on earth. Okay, meaning this is when you get into your continents understanding. Okay, so your continent level understanding, or the formation of land, was formed first primarily from the waters. That's why Yahweh is allowing the waters to what? Decrease in size, so now you can see land. Okay, that's what it's getting into, because when you look at the ocean water in today's time, you will see land within the waters. Okay, you will see ground level understanding in the waters. Okay, so it's similar to like what you have already on earth with the continents understanding. Okay, but it's just at different levels. Okay, so Yahweh is establishing land to appear on the earth. That's what it's getting into. Okay, in Genesis chapter 1 verse 9. Genesis chapter 1 verse 10. And Elohim called the dry land earth. You see that? And Elohim called the dry land earth, because that's what makes land a part of earth, because now you can have habitation on earth to walk. Okay, so the dry land is a part of the earth understanding. That's what it's saying. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. So the Most High put a name to the waters. Okay, whether it was ocean water, whether it was just called seas, but it's a title given to the waters. Instead of just saying waters, he's putting a name on the waters as saying it's seas, or you could say the ocean water. You could say different the names of water. So now Yahweh is just putting a different name to classifying a water type, because we know in general Yahweh formed different water types on the earth. Okay, but this is just one of the titles that he gave to the waters that he separated from land. Okay, that's all it's just saying. Okay, so you have land that's on earth in general, which is going into those continents, and then you have the waters understanding that's going into the seas or ocean or other names. Okay, so Elohim saw that it was good. So now Yahweh is forming the process of the continents to be established on earth, to separate it from the waters of the earth. Okay, understanding. Okay, but we now know that it's a name given to the waters, that he separated from the land, and also that he separated from the sky, which is going to the firmament. So now Yahweh is classifying the name. Okay, that's what it's getting into. Genesis chapter 1 verse 11. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. So now Yahweh is establishing the trees, the grass, right? The herbs, right? The crops, fruits, and vegetables to be formed on earth, on those particular continents or land, okay, that he called earth understanding. Okay, he establishing growth with seeds, okay, on earth to be established, okay, on land. That's what it's saying right here. This is what he's doing on this particular third day understanding, okay, or those 3,000 years understanding, okay, on the 3,000 year understanding, okay, because we got the understanding that the first day is going to 1,000 years, the second day is going to 2,000 years, and then the third day is going to 3,000 years. Okay, so again, 3,000 years had already went by. Okay, but we understand that in general it took 1,000 years for the formation of the fruits, crops, and vegetables, and the habitation of this understanding to be conducted on land. Just like it took 1,000 years to form the sky or the atmosphere. Okay, it took 1,000 years to form this understanding on earth. Okay, in our galaxy, 1,000 years. When it says second day, that means 2,000 years has passed already, okay, to be able to get to this point where the formation of the sky. Of course, in general, when you get to Genesis chapter 1, verse 5, when it says the first day, that's going into 1,000 years to get the formation of the understanding of the water, ball-shaped earth understanding, okay? Took 1,000 years, okay? That's what it's saying, okay? So now we see this understanding on the third day, which now is 3,000 years on this particular third day understanding when we get into Genesis chapter 1, verse 11 of the formation of land and basically also formation of trees, fruits, vegetables, and stuff like that on land. Also on the formation of seeds being implemented in the earth, understanding on land. Okay, so it took 1,000 years to process this understanding on earth, on land. Okay, that's what it's saying. Okay, basically it's going to say the same thing. Genesis chapter 1, verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and Elohim saw that it was good. So now the Most High is creating multiple trees, multiple herbs, and multiple grasses to be formed on land. Okay, so that's all it's just saying. Okay, the Most High brought abundance of these things on earth as far as the habitation on earth. He brought abundance to it. That's what he's saying. Okay, and it says Genesis chapter 1, verse 13, and the evening and the morning were the third day. So now the third day has come after the process understanding of habitation on earth as far as land is concerned. Okay, the Most High formed land. Most High formed land. He separated some portions of land from the sea, which is going to that ocean water or going to those waters. Understanding, right? This is what the Most High Yah is doing to the earth understanding on the third day understanding. And we know when we get to the third day, it's going into 3,000 years later understanding. Okay, we had the 3,000 year understanding, but it took 1,000 years to form the understanding of separation from land, from the waters, and also the Most High implementing the trees, the vegetables, the crops, fruits, grass to be formed on earth with the seeds and stuff like that of the habitation to be formed on earth. It took 1,000 years. Okay, but of course on Yahweh's time it took 1 day to process this understanding. Okay, as far as forming land and putting the habitation on the land. Okay, it only took 1 day, but this is the third day, which now 3,000 years has passed understanding. Okay, so that's what it's going into when we get to the third day, Israel. So as you can see, Israel, the people of the earth are operating on a different time frame than the Most High Yah. Okay, so the Most High Yah's time frame is different than the people on earth time frame. So that's why people got to understand the judgment of the Lord is at hand. Okay, so this is why we teach this Hebrew truth to get our people to get the understanding of that we're not on the same time frame as the Most High. Okay, so the Most High is all about edifying his people and what they need to do before he brings the judgment. And this is why I do these particular lessons to show our people what they need to do to get themselves right, to have the proper understanding of the book of Genesis chapter 1 breakdown understanding. Also, when we go to the book of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 28, that was of course written by King Solomon, and we know Christ was speaking through the spirit of King Solomon understanding. Okay, so King Solomon is getting understanding from Christ, okay, on the formation of the earth. And we get the understanding that Christ is saying this understanding. When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep. So Christ is explaining to King Solomon that Christ is saying that he saw the Most High forming the sky or forming the atmosphere that we see on earth. Okay. And also Christ, the Black Messiah, observed the Most High forming the waters below the sky or below the atmosphere. Okay, so this is what Christ is explaining to King Solomon. Okay, so we're getting the understanding that Christ, the Black Messiah, did not tell King Solomon that the earth is flat. Christ, the Black Messiah, did not tell King Solomon that the earth was in a dome. Okay, Christ, the Black Messiah, is saying that the earth is circular understanding when we read the understanding from the previous lesson on the book of Genesis chapter 1 breakdown understanding on part 1, understanding that the earth was circular. That's what Yahshua HaMashiach was observing, that the Most High was forming the earth from water, and now Yahshua HaMashiach, the Black Messiah, is now observing the Most High Yah forming the earth understanding and separating the sky from the waters, which now we going to get to the understanding of it being the seas, okay, or going to those oceans or different sections of waters that the Most High end up forming, having different water types, okay, or basically having different water types, okay. So now we get the understanding that the clouds above, so Yahshua Mashiach is seeing the clouds being formed in the sky, okay, which is going to the atmosphere location, going into those different layers, okay. And also the Most High Son Yahshua Mashiach is observing the waters that was formed on earth to be separated from the sky, okay. That's why Yahshua HaMashiach is explaining it and understanding in the same sentence understanding, okay, to show that he was there to see it all go down as far as the formation of the earth understanding. And this is going into a course on the second day understanding, okay, going to those 2,000 years of the earth being fashioned, okay. This is on that second day understanding, okay, in the heavenly understanding time frame. But in the galaxy on earth understanding, it is going into those 2,000 years understanding, because the earth was at 2,000 years understanding of age understanding when we get into the concept of this understanding, as far as when we get into the understanding of the separation between the sky and of course the sea waters understanding, okay. So now we go to the book of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 29. It says, when he gave to the sea his decree that the waters should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth. So again, this is getting to the understanding that Yahweh gave the commandment to the waters to fall in order on what they supposed to do, as far as the waters is forming on the understanding of a certain type of level of water flow, as far as being at a certain level of water flow upon Yahweh's commandments. So even Yahweh's commandments is controlling the waters of the earth that we have to this very day, okay. So Yahshua Mashiach is saying that the waters that's on the earth are operating under Yahweh's commandments, understanding that he set in place for the waters. So the waters of the earth are operating on the commandments in order of the Most High Yah, okay. It says when he appointed the foundations of the earth, because Yahweh is the one controlling the foundations of the earth to form and to be set in place according to his ways, according to his standards. Okay, because Yahweh is in control of this earth. Yahweh is in control of the galaxy. Yahweh is in control in the heavenly realm where he's located at. Okay, point blank, period. And that's what the Black Messiah is explaining to King Solomon in the spirit of understanding. Okay, Yahshua the Mashiach, the Black Messiah, is explaining to King Solomon that he was there with the Most High in the heavens, observing the earth being fashioned and formed. Okay, point blank, period. So now we go to the book of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 30. Then I was by him as one brought up with him, and I was his daily delight, rejoicing always before him. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? So the Black Messiah is explaining to King Solomon that he was there with the Most High Yah. Okay, that's what Yahshua the Mashiach, the Black Messiah, is explaining to King Solomon about. That he was there with the Most High when he was forming and fashioning the earth. And Yahweh had a good time in the heaven with his son at the time when he was forming the earth. That's why Yahshua says, then I was by him as one brought up with him, because Yahweh raised Yahshua the Mashiach to be his son. Okay, and I was daily his delight. So Yahweh rejoiced to see his son Yahshua the Mashiach, happy to see the formation of the galaxies, to see the formation of the earth being created. That's what it's saying. Rejoicing always before him, because Yahshua the Mashiach, the Black Messiah, is always rejoicing before the Most High Yah. Okay, point blank, period. Because Yahweh and Yahshua are all about love and happiness and peace and love. Okay, that's what it's about in the heavenly realm understanding. Okay, being in tune and in sequence with the Father, being in tune and sequence with the Son of the Most High, being in tune and sequence with the holy angels of the Most High Yah. That's what it's getting into, Israel. That Yahshua HaMashiach was rejoicing that the Most High Yah formed the earth, formed the galaxies. That Yahweh was allowing his son Yahshua the Mashiach to see the creation of these things. And Yahshua was excited about these things. Okay? That's what it's saying. So not at one time did Yahshua the Mashiach said the earth was flat. Not at one time did Yahshua the Mashiach tell King Solomon that, hey, the earth was in a dome. No, it was not. Okay? Again, this is a cut to the flat earth theories from these Hebrew Israelites and from the so-called white man. So again, Israel, we're going to let this Bible be true and every man a liar, man. Okay, we're going to go off what this Bible say, not off what man says. We're going to go off what the Bible says. The earth was circular and round, and the formation of the earth and how it was formed is all mentioned in this Bible. Okay? Okay, Israel, so we're going to go to this particular next verse in the book of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 31, where we're getting the understanding that Yahshua the Mashiach, the Black Messiah, is mentioning to King Solomon, understanding that he was in the heavens with the Most High Yah, with the host of the holy angels in this particular verse right here. So we're going to read it. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 8 verse 31. It says, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth, and my delights were with the sons of men. Whoa, wait a minute. You see this, Israel? The Black Messiah says, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. His earth. That's talking about Yahweh's earth, because Yahweh is the one that formed the earth. Okay? Point blank, period. It says, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth, and my delights were with the sons of men. The sons of men. The sons of men is going into the holy angels' understanding, and also the 144,000 elect men of Israel understanding were a part of that understanding as being referred to as being the sons of men. Okay, so this is also including with the host of the holy angels. This is also going into the 144,000 elect men. Okay, because the 144,000 elect men are the holy angels of the Bible. Point blank, period. So as you can see, Yahshua the Mashiach is telling King Solomon through the Spirit that he was there with Yahweh. Yahshua the Mashiach is telling King Solomon that he was there with Yahweh. And also Yahshua the Mashiach, the Black Messiah, is saying that he was with the 144,000 elect men who are the holy angels of the Bible. And also he was with the other host of the holy angels in the heavens. Point blank, period. These men that was in the heavens, right, did not observe the earth being flat. They did not observe the earth having a dome on top of the earth. Okay, these men that was in the heavens did not see that understanding. These men in the heavens seen the earth as being circular, that was being formed by the Most High Yah. So the holy angels are witnesses. Okay, Yahshua the Mashiach is a witness. Okay, and they all observe Yahweh forming the earth in a circular position, understanding, hanging upon nothing in space. Okay, that's what the Bible says. So this is a cut to you flat earth theories understanding. This is a cut to you dome earth theory understanding. Okay, you Gentile nations, stop spreading lies. Okay, and you Hebrew Israelites that's following that understanding of the flat earth understanding, you need to stop. Okay, because that's not what the Bible says. The Bible promotes the earth as being circular. Point blank, period. Okay, we're going to let this Bible be true and every man a liar. Okay, so as you can see, the Most High Yah's son, the Black Messiah, was rejoicing with the rest of the hosts of the holy angels of the Bible, and including with the 144,000 understanding. Okay, the 144,000 elect men are the holy angels of the Bible. Okay, point blank, period. Okay. And also, too, we're going to show a clip that was shown on the news based upon this one company called Virgin. This particular company called Virgin is taking certain people to go outer space to see the earth. Okay. And when they go see the earth, it's formed in a circular position, just like the Bible mentioned, just like the scientists actually mentioned too on the actual definition of those certain words as far as firmament is concerned. So once we see this particular clip, Israel, on the earth being circular and not flat, like of course these Hebrew Israelites want to teach, and also too the so-called white men want to teach a flat earth understanding, and we find out that it's falsified information when we have evidence. So we pulled the earth is circular from the Bible. We pulled the understanding that the sky or the firmament is circular and it's shaped like a spear, it's shaped like a ball form, and we got the understanding that the Most High separated the sky from the waters, right, on the second day, which is going to 2,000 years understanding, which took a process of 1,000 years to form the separation of the sky and the waters on earth. It was a separation, took 1,000 years, but we do know that it happened on the second day, and the earth was 2,000 years old at that time. So then when we get to, of course, the third day, which now is going to the earth as being 3,000 years old, when we get to the understanding of Yahweh separating certain portions of land from certain waters, understanding, which is going to those seas. Okay, so now the Most High is forming the habitation on earth with the trees and seeds and fruits and vegetables, and forming grass and trees to be established on earth, okay, in general, to produce habitation understanding. Okay, this has all been done on the third day, which is going to 1,000-year understanding that it took to have this type of understanding as far as land being in development, and also the habitation with the trees, the seeds, crops, fruits, and vegetables being established on land. But it's actually now on the third day. On the third day, the earth is actually 3,000 years old at this particular time. Okay, on the third day understanding, the earth is 3,000 years old. Okay, so, and also too, when it go to the firmament understanding, we now know that's going to the formation of the atmosphere with those different layers to form a protection for the earth, or to form a protection for the habitation and also the civilization that Yahweh eventually is going to establish on earth to live on. So Yahweh is operating in order, as you can see. Okay, as you can see, the Most High Yah is moving in order, and also too, you have light to be shown on earth. That's why you have the understanding of the habitation, trees growing and fruits and vegetables growing on earth. The sun was already created, and it already gave off light on the first day understanding, where we already pulled the understanding of the book of Genesis chapter 1 breakdown part 1, understanding that after 1,000 years of the formation of the earth, the Most High established light to be done on earth, as far as the sun being visible, okay, to shine on earth. And that's why when we get to the third day understanding, which is 3,000 years later understanding, we get the understanding that habitation now can be formed on earth, because you have a sun. Okay, you have the sun light. Okay, you have the sunlight, and also you have the sky with those 5 layers, or you also have the atmosphere going on for the climate to help produce growth on habitation on earth. Okay, so Yahweh does things in order. Okay, as you can see. Check this video clip out so you can see that this company called Virgin is taking certain people out of space to see the earth in a circular form. And of course, in general, this is going to be a cut to the flat earth theories, Hebrew Israelites. There's also going to be a cut to the flat earth theories of the so-called white man. Okay, we're going to put that to rest on this particular lesson, Israel. Hopefully, Israel, you took your notes and you enjoyed this lesson on Kingdom Builders of Israel LC YouTube channel. I know it was a long lesson, Israel, but it had to be done this way to break it down piece by piece, so it don't be no more confusion going on when we go through this understanding on the book of Genesis chapter 1 breakdown series. Okay, we're going to do this thing piece by piece to give our people the right understanding of what the Bible is saying in the book of Genesis chapter 1 breakdown understanding. Okay, Israel, hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. Check out this clip, Israel. Shalom.
Three, two, one, release, release, release. Ignition. Good control. There's Mach 1. The pilots have started trimming for that turn towards space. Trim is now set. There is max Q. That's the point of maximum pressure exerted on the vehicle by the atmosphere. Those on board are experiencing about 3 Gs right now and traveling over 1,000 miles an hour.
That's incredible. I can imagine they're having quite a great time.
We're at Mach 2. We're in the vertical, headed towards space.
This is the part where they're seeing Earth move away and seeing space come into view and seeing that they're going to space, and just, it is an incredible feeling.
So we've got about Mach 2.8, Mach 3 approximately, and rocket motor cutoff.
Amazing. The crowds here are just absolutely going wild. I can't imagine what's happening in Antigua with them cheering them on. That's incredible. Awesome. Go Keisha, go Anna, go John.
So everybody on board has been cleared to unstrap and enjoy that zero-G experience. The pilots have unlocked the feather. That's the preparation so that they can raise the feather here momentarily. They're engaging the RCS as well. The feather is now starting to move on its way up. Everyone's up out of their seats, just
it's incredible. They're all, I know, it's amazing. They're all going to the window and taking in this just absolutely incredible view of Earth, the planet where all of their experiences are held. Everything they've ever known is down below.
The feather is all the way up. We have a predicted apogee of about 289,000 feet.
That is amazing. Our crew looks like they're having an absolutely incredible time, and they are officially astronauts. Welcome to space. Woo. Congratulations to John, to Keisha, to Anna on becoming astronauts today, and a special congratulations to our Unity pilot, Kelly, for her first space flight. And welcome back to space, CJ and Beth.
And the vehicle is oriented in that backflip or that upside down maneuver from our perspective, and you can see them just enjoying that view of the Earth below.
Man, it's just incredible. I can see that they just can't take their eyes away, and it's, you know, it's hard for us to describe. We can obviously see they're having just an incredible time in space, taking in the views, but it's an experience. It's the silence, it's the views. It's seeing our brilliant planet against the matte black of space. I can't imagine what, I can't imagine what they're going through right now, and I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, well, we just achieved.
Again, we're listening to the voice of Virgin Galactic Mission Control, but let's bring in Commander Eileen Collins, and let's also bring in Clayton Anderson, two veteran NASA astronauts. Folks, what's it like to really experience that for the first time? Clayton, we'll start with you because we missed you the last time.
It's just, and we take a moment.
Well, thanks, Tom. Microgravity and being weightless in space is an amazing experience. I know if I were them, I would be excited about doing it, but I would be longing for a much longer time period. Right? They're going to get a taste of it. Once you have that taste, you time in microgravity that they're going to get the opportunity to do. So, kudos to them. Congratulations to Virgin Galactic.
Commander Eileen Collins, you've spent many days on orbit, and I'm just wondering, what was the first time like for you? What did you experience? Was it just a total rush that almost was an out-of-body experience?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm going to answer that, but first of all, I want to say kudos to the commander, who no one mentions his name, but it is CJ Sturckow, former shuttle astronaut and commander who's flying the Spaceship Two right now. CJ Sturckow, he's also a former Marine and a former office mate of mine. Flew the shuttle 4 times, so I'm really proud of what he's doing. But my first experience in space was very clumsy. I unstrapped from my seat, I got out, and I immediately hit the other seat, and then I hit a panel of switches, and then I hit the ceiling, I hit the floor. You need to get used. It's like learning how to skateboard or learning how to roller skate for the first time. It's a skill you need to learn.
You mentioned the commander is CJ Sturckow, and of course the pilot is Kelly Latimer, so we do want to make sure we mention them as well. And then I'm just wondering, by the way, they're now back in their seats, and they're now going to begin the re-entry process.
Fatality. Well done. Outstanding. Excellent.